When I think of the prisons, I think of a feeling of rage. And whenever I feel that rage, I turn to James Baldwin. And I want to read a passage of his discussion of rage from Notes of a Native Son. There's not a black person alive who does not have rage in his blood. Let's start with an assertion. Mass incarceration makes the notion of post-racial America an absurdity.
The United States is home to 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's prisoners. Think about that.
If you're like me, an African-American male growing up in the inner city of Los Angeles, you come up constantly thinking two thoughts. Don't die before age 21, and do all you can to avoid jail time.
I don't feel comfortable at school going through the metal detectors every morning.
All sorts of violence seemed to structure my world, but one was especially significant, and that was the ever-present violence of the police. If we could, we tried to avoid them. Chances were that at some point in our move from adolescence to adulthood, we would have at least one defining encounter.
I just walked out of the bathroom and the cop grabbed me by the shirt.
Almost every young person of color, similar racial and class background, has at least one story of the time they were handcuffed, patted down, interrogated, followed, had drugs planted on them, or been told to put their hands on the hot hood of a police car, and that's pre or post PhD. For the we who look like me, Black, Latino, and Muslim young women and men from Oakland to Orlando, Denver to Detroit, Newark to New Orleans, Portland to Pittsburgh, this was a fact of life. These experiences showed us the ways prisons the world over specialize in institutionalizing dehumanization.
I felt like small.
From January to August of this year, over 100 black women and men lost their lives as a result of excessive force by police or otherwise deputized individuals. We should add to this the ease with which the death penalty is applied and enforced, the shadow of suspicion placed on immigrants, and the hostility directed at black youth, manifesting in a particular form of anti-black racism embedded in the school-to-prison pipeline.
It's like we are the prisoners at school, and they are the prison guards.
It's easy to be cynical about one's prospects in America when this is your reality. Once we take this into account, we have no choice but to confront the issue head-on and question our direction. Thus, it cannot be said enough that we need to mobilize the rage that Baldwin spoke of into a rigorous and robust commitment to liberation and free ourselves from our dependence on the carceral state, starting with those routinely racialized, criminalized, and disappeared.
The video have been seen around the world.
Sandra Bland.
Trayvon Martin.
Eric Carter. A black woman.
A 17-year-old.
An 18-year-old. Selling Lucy.
Smoking in her car.
Walking through his neighborhood.
A 12-year-old.
Michael Brown. Apparently of a severed spine.
Iced tea in a bag of Skittles.
Freddie Gray.
Looked suspicious.
16
I
times.
can't breathe.
Authorities say she hung herself.
In police costume. A plastic bag tied around her neck?
A grand jury has found that.
We had no weapons on us. Employed a chokehold.
Don't shoot.
Zimmerman has not been charged.
16 times.
The evidence is just not there. I can't breathe.
In connection with the death of the black civilian.
Clear the white police officer.
A grand jury has found that.
A grand jury has found that.
A grand jury has found that.
The evidence is just not there.